Hello and welcome everybody. We have the NAU patch notes for June 25th. We're going to get right into it. So we have some more PVE changes and some events, but we'll start with the changes. So on Berserker Awakening, there's some changes coming in. On Blasting, they are adding a forward guard during the skill. They also changed the stiffness on attack 1 to be PVE only. If you have the core learned, it will still apply in PvP. If you they've changed it so the character rotates with the camera only up to the attack motion, and then on Flow Ancient Wave they decrease the cooldown from 13 to 7 seconds. The skill add-on tier has been changed from 3 to 2 accordingly. Then we have Ground Lifting. They changed the animation when returning to idle stance after certain skills to be more natural. On the Flow Slugfest, they added a combo into Split Shot after the skill, and on Flow Earth Dividing, they improved the skill to combo better into the Blasting skill, and they changed the damage to apply as independent damage based on the level of Devastation. Accordingly, Devastation damage has been increased, and a damage description has been added to the Flow Earth Dividing skill. Then we have some changes on the actual damage. In this case, it's a little bit higher, so we see Flow Slugfest going up by roughly 600% and 900%, so 2,600 and 3,600. PvP damage is going to 44.85 to keep it balanced. Devastation is going up by roughly 1,000 to 7,200, and the PvP damage is going to sit at 26.78. Titan Blow, the damage is going to go up by roughly 400 to 4,300 on the first two attacks. The last hit is going to go by 500 to 6,700. The PvP attacks on 1 and PvP damage for attacks 1 and 2 is going to be at 50.4, and the last attack at 40.29, so that's going down to keep it balanced. Flow Ancient Wave is going up by around 800% to 9,700. PvP damage dropping to 30.5. Then we got the Black Spirit Devastation going up by 600% roughly to 5,700 flat, with a PvP application of 34.1. Maehwa Awakening, Pedal Drill, they removed the extra attack and moved its animation to Tenacious Edge. They decreased the cooldown of the same skill from 7 to 5 seconds. Skill add-on tier has been changed. Tenacious Edge, which got mentioned above, they added a super armor to the skill. The stiffness will be PvE only unless you use the core. They also increased the cooldown from 3 to 5 seconds based on level 4. They also changed the timing at which Nullify during cooldown is applied. Before it was after 6 stabbing motions, and now it will be after 3. They also changed the combo timing into Cold Snap to after performing all attacks. They removed the HP recovery per hit, moved the Pedal Drill's extra attack to Tenacious Edge Low Stab. I think that's just in general a mention. So LMB to Low Stab after Pedal Drill, Flow, Frost Flower, Moonlight Dash, or Tip of the Iceberg. They also changed the attack area of the low stab to match its visual effects, changed the critical hit rate to not apply during cooldown, and the mana points recovery is going to be at from 15 to 40. Sorry about that. They fixed an issue where it also did not recover. Then we have only 3 damage changes on Tenacious Edge. That's going up quite a bit, but it is losing the 3 times damage. So it's going from 1,600 times 3 to 6,000 times 1. PvP application is going to 31.5. Pedal Drill is going from 5,400 to 6,200. PvP application going to go down to 28.8. And Frost Pillars is going to go up 1,400 to 7,500. And the PvP application is going to drop to 32.06. Then we have Hashashin. They're expanding the number of skills that grant an AP buff for Hash Succession, allowing him to maintain his buff. And in general, we have the Absolute All's Breath and Prime All's Breath. So in common, it creates Sand Twister when using a skill. They no longer move towards enemies immediately upon being created. The random movement remains. Sand Twisters move to the targeted location when using Hourglass of Death, Purge, or Arid Assault. Sand Twisters that meet another Twister will get larger, dealing up to the damage listed below, and when reaching level 3, it attacks nearby enemies on the spot up to the maximum number of hits, then disappears. So the 3 different levels, the lowest level has 800% times 1 with max 12 hits. The second highest 1,840 times 1 max 12 hits. And then on Oh, sorry, that's the highest level. And the PvP application is going to sit at 59.6. All's Command, they also added the All AP plus 20 for 10 seconds when using its skill. It is identical to the Hourglass of Death, Haladi Throw, and Crown Kick. And then we have some damage changes as well. So Hourglass of Death is going to go up a little bit, up to 6,950. Absolute Rupture, PvP application dropping to 42.7. Absolute Rupture going up 400% to 3,700 on the attack. The Explosion is going to go up by 400 to 3,800. PvP application of the normal attack is 44.8 from the Explosion 58.3. All's Command is going up only 100% to 2,800. Attack 2 is going to go up as well by that to 2,896. And the last attack is going to go up 400% to 6,500. PvP application is going to sit at 36.27 to keep it balanced. Prophecy Blade is going to go up to 4,700. Explosion damage to 5,800. And the PvP application is going to go down to 41.7. Dominion Slash is going to go up to 5,900 and 6,400% on the attack and explosion. PvP application going to go down to 40.06. Prime All's Dominion, the the damage is going to go up to 7,200. PvP application to 25.04. Prime Purge is going to go up to 8,500 with a PvP application of 18.5. Prime Bridge Reaver going up to 9,502. PvP application of 30.98. Prime Chosen Blade going to go up to 4,900. PvP application of 40.27. Prime Quicksand going to go up to 4,320 with a PvP application of 30.2. And then we have the last two. Prime Descent is going to go up to 10,500%. PvP application is going to drop to 30.24 to keep it balanced. And the Prime Piercing Tornado is going to go up to 4,100. Oh, excuse me. The heat is getting to me. And the PvP application is going to go down to 31.63. Then we have for Nova Awakening, they're mitigating the issue where skill cooldowns became misaligned. They're instead, the Star's Breath recovery effect from Slicing Ring has been consolidated into Fuse Gravity. To maintain the same level of Star's Breath recovery in PvE, the recovery amount has been adjusted. And additionally, the pulling effect of the stars summoned by the Star's Ring was slightly excessive, so it has been adjusted. We're going to be seeing if that actually makes a difference. But talking about that, we have Slicing Ring. The cooldown has been changed from 10 to 8 seconds. They also moved the Star's Breath recovery effect to Fuse Gravity, and the amount of Star's Breath recovered using Fuse Gravity has been adjusted from 15 to 25. Starfall, the cooldown has changed from 10 to 8 seconds. Star's Ring has been changed so that when the stars fuse, they trigger a more powerful pulling effect over a wider area, then disappear without leaving any stars behind. Royal Fencing, Fléché, and the Excel Royal Fencing Fléché, they added a recovery of 30 SP per hit. Twisted Orbit and the Excel Twisted Orbit, they increased the amount of time the character can rotate. And then we have a few damage changes, or better said, Star's Breath recovery changes. So on Brutal Ring, it's going to recover 1.6% per hit. Royal Fencing Fléché, 2% per hit. Starfall, 4% per hit. And Twisted Orbit, 1% per hit. They're also adjusting the damage of the Royal Fencing Fléché. The damage is going to go up to 4,600% on attack 1 and 2. Attack 3 is going to also be 4,600. And the PvP application is going to drop to 35.9. The Excel version is also going to go up to 3,929 for all 9 hits, and the PvP application to 31.15. And then we finally have Excel Frozen Ring is going to go up to 6,800% with a PvP application of 29.5. Then we have the balancing quote-unquote loser of this patch, which is going to be, well, one of the few. We have Woosa Succession getting pulled back down to 5,400 and 10,800 on Wingbeat, with the PvP application going to go up to 38.86 to keep it balanced in PvP. Prime Sagunja Plum 3, the attack damage is going to go down to 5,400, PvP going up to 34.4. The Orchid version, attack is going to go down to 5,600, PvP back up to 31.5. The Chrysanth is going to go up to 10,800. Down to 10,800, and the PvP going up to 24.6. And the Prime Sagunja Bamboo is going to go down to 4,090, PvP application of 46. And the Bamboo damage is going to go down to 3,500. Tank off. Prime Kaleidoscope Swirl is also going to go down to 4,440, and the spin attack same, and the PvP application going to go up to 35.38. Then we have the Maegu nerfs. Prime Fox Spirit Tag going to go back down to 6,600, which is above the previous value. PvP application of 38.5. Prime Pedal Blade, the damage is going to go down to 11,600. PvP application of 30.3. Prime Fox Flare, the damage is going to go down to 12,000. PvP application going to go to 29.4. Spirit Swirl, or Prime Spirit Swirl, going to go down to 7,400 and 6,000. PvP application of 26.91 afterwards, which is up. Prime Flower Shroud, going to go down to 3,200. Attack damage of the second attack to 6,500. And the PvP application going to go to 16.21. Bristling Sparks is going to go down to 7,378. Attack 3 is going to go down to 8,700. PvP application of 21.38. Prime Spirited Away, damage is going to go down to 5,700. Attack 2 to 4,800. PvP application of 15.5. Prime Lurking Claws is going to go down to 2,100 on the first two, 4,300 on the third one. PvP application going up to 39. And the Heavenward Stance is going to go down to 4,000 and 6,000 damage. PvP application going up to 32.8. And the Nocturi Dance is going to go down to 7,300. And the PvP application is going to go up to 36.53. Then we have the other one that's getting pulled back down, which is going to be Dosa. The attack damage of Prime Cloud Veil is going to go back down to 6,600 on Succession. PvP application going up to 32.3. Prime Flow Blinding Slash is going to go down to 7,100. PvP application going up to 30.4 again. Prime Flow Rising Slash is going to go up to down to 7,300, up on the PvP to 31.7. Prime Flow Twin Slash is going to go down to 6,400. PvP application going back up to 33.7. Fog Cleave going to go down to 5,900 twice, with the third attack being 7,500. Attacks 1 and 2 are going to apply at 25.9%. The third one at 60.87. Prime Cloud Spire, the damage is going to go down to 3,200. PvP application up to 30.05. Prime God, this weather. Prime Spring Frost is going to go down to 3,700. Attack 2 to 10,700 as well. First attack going to go up to 38.9 on application, and the other one up to 28.7. Then we have the Autumnal Blitz, going to go down to 2,100 on the first attack. Second attack to 11,100. First attack going to apply at 28.3 now, and the other one at 38.05. Winter Squall is going to go down to 2,900 on attack 1. Attack 2 going to go up down to 8,700. PvP application going up to 37 and 33 respectively. Taeguk is going to go down to 4,200. Small cut there. And then a slightly bigger one on the second attack to 11,200. PvP application going to sit at 37.79 and 38.64. Morning Fog is going to go down to 9,997. PvP application of 21.6. And then we finally have Prime 4 Seasons, going to go down to 2,600 and 11,200 on the attack 2. PvP application going to sit at 37.04 and 32.29. Then we have Deadeye being pulled back down. So the Absolute Run and Gun is going to go back down to 3,700. PvP application going to go up to 35.4 on regular rounds. Mighty rounds are going to go down to 3,300 with 35.44 applied in PvP. Absolute Bulletstorm going to go down to 5,200. PvP application going to go to 24.32. And the Mighty rounds are going to go to 4,700 with a PvP application of 24.1. Absolute Star Spangled Barrage is going to go down to 13,500 for both attacks. PvP application of 29.42. Mighty rounds are going to remain unchanged on this skill. And then we have the Perfect Storm going to go down to 5,600. PvP application of 25.2. And Mighty rounds are going to drop to 4,900. And PvP application of 25. Then we have some regular class changes. So Sorcerer's Dream of Doom. There was an issue where the skill would not trigger while casted when using Nightcrow. Tamer, the lightning burn, they fixed an issue with the attack to hit detection did not match visual effects. Maehwa Red Carver, they fixed an issue with the all damage reduction was applied while on cooldown. Carry Spear Training, they fixed an issue with the skill would not be comboed into chase after a certain point during the first attack. Maehwa Pedal Swirl, there was an issue where holding the key inputs triggered different follow-up behaviors, depending on if the core was learned. Red Carver, they fixed an issue where the damage was not reduced when used during using the skill during cooldown. Corsair, Spare No Quarter, they fixed an issue with the PvP. Damage application ratio was different from other levels. Royal Fencing Flèche, they fixed an issue where the SP was not consumed when using this skill during cooldown. Sage, they fixed an issue where pressing C while out of combat to switch from main to awakening weapon would play the animation but return to the main weapon afterwards. Woosa, Absolute Gladios of Swirl, they fixed an issue where the skill's PvP damage was higher than that of Prime. This has been changed from 53.13 to 37.1. Woosa Tigerfly, they fixed an issue where pressing W shift after using a skill with the Swallowtail fans triggered the chain flitting step first. Dosa Wind Shear, they fixed an issue where the knockback effect was not displayed during the skill demo. Then Dosa Morning Fog, they fixed an issue where the animation looked awkward when comboing the skill after Flow Oblique Cleave, Cloud Drift, Stratus Shift, or Deep Haze. And then finally, Hashashin Prime All's Breath, they fixed an issue with the skill described damage did not match the actual damage. Then we have the end of the Arena of Solaire regular season, pretty much some good rewards for all the higher ranks. There is obviously some people who didn't like this season, but that's always going to be the case. Overall, you get traces up to red. You get the last traces in purple. Otherwise, you just get some gold bars, cronstones, seals of Stellar, and such. You also get a certificate on top of that for the title, but otherwise, once you reach red rank, it is only gold bars, immortal perfumes, seals of Stellar, and the certificate, which then later removes the immortal perfumes for blue and green ranks. Upon using the Choose Your Immortal Perfume box, you can choose pretty much from the Immortal Deep Sea, Charm, Courage, Calc, or Insight, and then you also get your Arena of Solar titles. If you made it into the top 100, they will distribute the Arena of Solar final rank rewards. You will get the Solar Knight outfit, and you will also get the Solar Knight title, which can be used until the next Arena of Solar season begins. I do think this one seems to be permanent. That might be a small little change, but I'm unsure. And you also get a Glorious Solar box, which just gives you some more crons, perfumes, and draughts, and the like. Then they're changing the tag rotation to Sage and Hashashin for 1 silver tag. And then we have another small thing. The Star of Nostos is going to get a visual effect improvement. So when it is equipped to a campsite, you will see a sort of star constellation above it. Then they improved the descriptions for certain items, so descriptions had insufficient details or terminology has been standardized. So there we have the Explorer Compass Black Spirit Claw piece, the Summoning pieces, empty bottles of different variations, cooking utensils of different variations and tools, and the Shards of Furious Night, Tearful Night, and Drain Night, and Arid Forest, which is shown here. It's going to be broken down. Further, they fixed an issue where certain items were incorrectly categorized when using categories in the inventory. Pretty much a lot of different items here. If you want to pause it, that's not a problem. But overall, it's just improvements. Then we have the next part. Oh, God damn it. It's going to keep doing that. Edania is going to get some improvements on the boss fights. So pretty much if you're going to be doing your fights, you're going to get some extra Crasher Stones and gold bars. This is going to be across all bosses. The higher up you go, the more gold bars you get. Nothing too crazy there, but it is an improvement. Then we have the Edania Rising token improvement as well. So instead of getting the token and then forgetting to sell it, you will get the quest, and during the quest you can choose if you take the token or the gold bars, which covers the equal price. Certain content and Monster Zone drop improvements. So we're going to be getting more Maehwa's fragments from Yolanakia's Scalding Chest from 10 to 40, so that means more gold. They also added the Mancham Voodoo Doll to the drop tables of the following monsters at Ash Forest, both Dekia and Non, Gyfin Razia Upper, Temple Upper, and the Dekia version, and the Gyfin Razia Temple Underground. They also added information about the Mancham Voodoo Dolls, which has been added to the Monster Zone info UI for Gyfin Razia Temple and Ash Forest, and how to obtain information has been fixed Further, they increased the drop rate of the Mancham Voodoo Dolls by 16.5 at Dekia Miramok Ruins, and they've doubled the rate of the Sturdy Forest thread from Nark Brishka, summoned using 5 Mancham Nark Stones. The final heart, Gladios, the Heart of Adamagia, is also going to get adjusted in difficulty. So now that defeating Elezra's Dark Shadow will apply a DP decrease debuff to the Heart of Adamagia, the shadows will be summoned at 90, 70, 50, and 30% as before, and defeating a shadow will apply a DP decrease debuff to the heart for 50 seconds. Then they applied the following changes to fix issues where Zephyros Shadow Knights occasionally fail to appear. When Beelzebub appears, Zephyros Shadow Knights in combat are no longer killed instantly and receive a significant DP decrease instead. Zephyros Shadow Knights affected by this DP decrease will not spawn Zephyros Shadow Priests upon death. And during the mechanic that kills monsters, after defeating Beelzebub, the number of monsters that spawn has been increased by 10% to counteract this a bit. They also added a guarantee Essence of Dawn box to the rewards for Calamity 9 to 10, Apex Changui, and Bamboo Legion Lieutenant in Black Shrine. This is going to be for 9 and 10. And they added Pirate Island to the Monster Zone info UI, so if you're still looking for some of those titles, you might see them there. They also changed a Cox Female Warrior CC to standardized CC types applied to monsters from a bound to a knockback. Quest and Knowledge, the old Balanos main quest has been removed now fully. You will get the Balanos Breakers of Chain main quest line or get restarted. Then we have Donkey Krogdalo gear crafting difficulty adjustments. So they're changing some of the objectives, and with that, we're going to be looking here. So instead of a specific fish, you just need to catch a single green fish, which will then give you the Lamut Gang coins times 3 than before. This is going to be the same case for the other one, for fruit juice. Then we have the barter quests. It's going to give 3 petal coins instead of 1, and you need to now deliver the supplies to Ben's Lamut on Papua Island. Protect our fish, which is the catch green grade fish. It's going to give 3 coins as well. The equal one for checking the different otters or papus is also going to give 3. Pretty much, it's 3 across the board instead of the previous 1 or 2. So the intelligent stoneback crab is going to increase from 2 to 6. That is a bit of a highlight. Then we have some UI changes. They added the following text to the bottom of the My Information journal. Only the current character's actions are recorded. They also added a button to open the fish guide in the fishing UI. And they added awakening weapon boxes to the main rewards for the field bosses, Dastard Big, Red Nose, and Dim Tree Spirit in the boss info. And changed ecology knowledge tracking so that its tracking color is displayed with priority over the subjugation quests in an area. Central Market, we're getting some market item category improvements. It's not going to change much, but they're breaking down the seed and fruit into seed, fruit, vegetable, and grain. That should make it a little bit easier to find. And they're going to add a extra subcategory to the food tag, which is going to cover special foods, which is going to be bountiful feasts, assorted kimchi, etc. Webwise, they changed the login process for linked accounts to redirect to the unlinking page before on login, following the end of the Facebook OpenID support. They also improved the UI for the OpenID unlinking guide page. Translations, they changed the following and unified the skin of the snake to serpent skin, Evador the shadow snake to Evador the shadow serpent, and the major reward details to main rewards. Then we have some modifications and changes. There was an issue when entering Final Gladios with an outfit that has an exclusive idle animation. This would play before switching into combat stance. They also fixed an issue where grass and trees were floating in Velandir. They fixed some issues where some of the Duoxini voice lines did not match the on-screen dialogue. Fixed some issue where Duoxini would teleport unnaturally after certain attacks in the solo fight. Fixed some issues where the daily intelligent stoneback crab quest could be completed without being transformed. Fixed some issues where the progress bar was visible when upgrading to an enhanced flame tower or big quacha during Node or Conquest Wars. Improved the AoS history UI to display active penalties when an adventurer receives an AFK penalty in ranked matches. Improved the default sub-weapon granted upon character creation so that it can be changed with a sub-weapon exchange coupon. Fixed some issues where the event Desert Light could not be attained from rewards for ranks below top 20 in the server contribution when defeating world bosses. Items that were not obtained will be sent to your your mail today. They also improved the visual effects during the Battle of the Maleficent Santa Lutos in Sikarkea to make the power sources that appear with Barora more distinct. They also fixed the issue where the Dark Devotee title, obtainable from defeating Catherine, could not be acquired. They also fixed some issues where the device that teleports you to Seeker's Garden after defeating Seeker would be occasionally fail to activate. And then finally, the 2 YOLO's Cradle, which is going to be the dagger input, has finally been made to be at the top of the list. So our spammers rejoice. Then he fixed an awkward placement of bushes near Oze's Pass. Then there was some damage where the damage of Viper's Stoner Cannon was applied abnormally. They fixed some issues with skill add-ons appeared unchanged when switching skill presets in the skill UI. Fixed some issues where the incorrect message pop-up appeared when registering an item identical to a sold one without an active value pack. Gamepad mode, they fixed an issue where the character-related tree was displayed when using ship upgrade tree key while viewing Guild Galley upgrade information. They also fixed some issues where selecting a stacked item in the cell storage UI, entering the quantity would immediately open the cell window. Then they fixed an issue where items were untruncated names in the cell storage items could not be cancelled. And they fixed some issues where navigating to a boss from the boss info UI, defeating that boss and reopening the boss info UI would set the navigation path to a different boss. They fixed some issues where the trace of Thunderbolt was not obtained when opening the Boss Slayer's Hall to post Crown Prince Hard. Adventurers who obtained the box from between June 18th and 25th will receive Trace of Thunderbolt in your maintenance on July 2nd. They also fixed some issue where guild elephants and galleys could be registered beyond the registration limit of 3. Guild mounts registered beyond the limit have been retrieved, and any equipped guild mount gear has been sent to guild storage. Then they fixed some issue where the knowledge of the slate on the floor in your Lonakia could not be obtained properly. Fixed some issue where Artist and Goblin Worker Contract Tooltip displayed Mountain of Eternal Winter instead of Ailton. Then they fixed some issue with the quest acceptance conditions in description of the Papu barter supplies and auto barter supplies different from actual conditions. Fixed some issues where the Fountain of Divine Melodies and Heaven's Tower were categorized as crafting materials, even though they were used for quest progression. Then they fixed some issue where the categories of the following items were incorrect. Ancient Slate Fragment, Note Fragment, Torn Scroll Fragment, Mirror of Equilibrium, Refined Essence of Emotions, Ocean's Horizon Key, Gold Key, Silver Key, and Bronze Key. Then they fixed some issues where the following items, despite having had their category changed to junk, could not be sold with the sell all items, Gold Leaf Snake Scale, and Rock Elephant Tusk. And it's been changed so the following items that can be sold using the sell all junk function items, often Root Shard, Desert Tyrant's Mane, and Ancient Creature's Fragment. And then finally, they fixed an issue where Dosa could not open the event Treasurable Memories Classic box with the message, "There is no item." Ooh. Then we have 4 years of self-publishing cultural souvenirs running from now until July 9th. It's pretty much going to be silver items in the Pro Shop. Price per item is 1 million, 5 times per week, resets every Monday. You can get some extra buffs. The buffs will disappear on July 16th, but you can get, for example, combat XP and higher grade knowledge, item drop rate, monster damage reduction, death penalty resistance, gathering of XP and mastery, fishing XP and auto fishing time and fishing mastery. Then we have one for cooking time, alchemy time, training, and sailing, which is actually going to be a caipirinha. I do like that. Then we have, again, the mention that these are going to get removed from the silver event shop. Not sure. Oh no, culture food items purchased will disappear, so do watch out for that. Then we have the cultural furniture catalog. There's going to be one per family. All furniture grant 100 interior points. This is not very clear where you can buy them, but I'm sure it's going to be inside the silver shop as well. You have the Manor Dawn Light Lamp, the Hot Pot set, Copper Coffee set, Mini Coconut Tree coming back, Tropics Food set, the Aurori set, the Rocking Horse is making a return, Upside Down Fortune Charm, Royal Dragon Scroll, and the Lantern Lit Food Cart. With that, we move to the Fierce Red Battlefield. This is going to be an event that runs until July 2nd only. Complete the family quest to the Black Spirit and receive additional rewards for participating in Red Battlefield. Here we can see 200 million silver, 100 crowns, some potions, and harmonies. And then you also have the once per family. For 150 tokens, you get 700 crown stones. Otherwise, you get your standard Battlefield tokens, which you can still cash in for gold bars at a weekly limit. And then with that, we're moving on already. We also have the daily special blast with new glasses. It's effectively modern day glasses. If you want them, get the special pass. Special passes have not changed much. Haven't seen anything too special with that. Then we have the July daily login rewards, also fairly standard. Nothing pops out extremely. Um, just as standard login rewards. What is a bit more interesting, we have the new and returning login rewards. These are going to run from February 27th to July 22nd still. So exciting first step, joyful reunion, take the next bold step. So new adventurers or returning should be able to get these login rewards once. So definitely something to look out for if you're returning. Then we have the Pro Shop. As mentioned, there is a new daily special pass, but there's also a new outfit. Oh, but first I'm going to go for the Blessing of Cronstones Pro Box. So for 10,000 acorns, you get some extra Cronstones. Here is the new outfit. Clocked in. The Shy looks like she stole Daddy's clothes. Otherwise, it looks like a standard office worker's outfit. Nothing too crazy. Uh, Not a big fan of the modern ones, but some people do like them. Otherwise, you see the clocked in 2,200 pearls standard. Excluding Shy, the outfit's hair helmet cannot be dyed and shows your character's hair color when equipped. Wearing this armor will hide weapons when out of combat, and it will hide your underwear and swimwear. On male classes, wearing this outfit with certain shoes may change the appearance. Wearing this armor will hide your weapons on Striker, and Archer, it will hide the awakening weapon when out of combat. On female classes, the same accounts for Mystic as for Striker. The weapons will be hidden. Dark Knight, Lawn, and Nova equipping Awakening weapons may change a portion of this outfit, unequipped to show it the full one. And Shy wearing this helmet may hide your accessories. Toggle hide headgear to reveal them again. Otherwise, we have a triple pack as usual. Prime clocked in pack, nothing. Overall, it's nothing too crazy. Then we have the Choose Your Own Hairdo pack. That is somewhat unique for 250 pearls. It has the BT9, First Crush, Looking Frosh, Grandpa Kron's Helper, Primavera Helmet Box, Rose Noir, or Academia. Then we have the 4 years of self-publishing. It's a Gamba box. Nothing too crazy there. Then we have a 65% off for 10 premium outfits. Then we have a triple premium pack. Choose Your Rare Pet pack makes another return. Artisan's Memory pack. These are nothing new. Then we have the 4 years of self-publishing BP Mbap. I know I definitely butchered that. This is going to reset weekly. I'm guessing... Oh yeah, these are the different items. Pretty much shown as before. Then we have the 4 years of self-publishing. Yeah, here are the 10,000 items for the Dawnlight Lamp, and so on and so forth, as mentioned just a page ago. And with that, we have the Pearl Shop done, and I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully BDO is up now for 38 minutes, but they had an extended maintenance today.